Most brands lose money on TikTok Shop and end up quitting because they make the same 5 mistakes over and over. And after helping brands generate millions in TikTok Shop revenue, I see these same problems killing sales every single day. So today I'm going to show you the top 5 mistakes that are killing your TikTok Shop sales and exactly how to fix them. Section 1, Mistake 1, treating TikTok Shop like an affiliate dump. Most brands are still following the spray and pray method where they start sending thousands of samples to creators, hoping for results and not screening creators properly before starting to work together. I see a lot of people using software programs, whether it's Incense, whether it's one of these others, where they're ordering content from creators, expecting results and simply not seeing any. I'm not trying to throw shade to any particular platform because all these different platforms can work, but it's more so the approach here that isn't working. When you start sending samples to random creators, waiting on results, wasting money and time, expecting these results because you simply have sent so many samples, you're not likely to see results this way based on what I've seen at least. The spray and pray approach of sending 1,000+ samples to content creators expecting sales simply does not work anymore. It is not enough to rely on volume of samples alone to expect sales. Without having proper follow-up with creators, without having proper relationships with creators, and we'll talk more about that and how to do that, you are simply not having a great strategy in place, and I would not expect much sales from that. The new TikTok Shop algorithm in 2026 and beyond is simply different. Every brand needs a proper strategy in place, a proper creator training system in place, and a real vetting system in place in order to make sure that samples are not going out and wasted. It's not just about free products anymore. You need to have a real system in place, otherwise those products are going straight into the ether and you're not going to see any results from them. I see brands talking all the time about how they send thousands of samples, bragging about how they send all these different samples and hire these different creators, but aren't seeing results from it. And this is very, very common with brands looking to grow on TikTok Shop that aren't getting the results that they like. They're not getting the proper results here because they don't have real expectations in place for creators before working together. A proper TikTok Shop scale system is going to require sending a lot of samples and having that volume element. But even more importantly, to grow, you're going to need to make sure that they're going out to quality creators that are actually qualified to work with the product, meaning you know that they're already qualified in their niche, you know that they know what to post, you know that they're going to make profitable content for you, and then it makes sense to work together. But just sending samples out, expecting results is simply not going to do it. Section 2, no creator training or strategy. From what I'm seeing, a lot of brands seem to magically expect creators to actually know how to get sales and results on their own. As an example, I'm going to show this Clean Nutra creator brief that I designed. And as you can see here, we go very specifically into content angles that we already know are working. And then we also show call to actions that we know are going to get sales without getting shadow banned. And even more importantly, we also provide do's and don'ts, which are going to be very, very key for supplement brands to make sure no FDA guidelines are violated and the brand is not going to compliance issues, whether from TikTok or from the FDA and the government. Those are a couple things that we make sure are properly included in a creator brief in order to get results. Another thing we do is make sure we do custom creator briefs for each separate product with different creators on each product typically as well. And that way we're able to make sure that each product is able to get sales and get specific attention onto it, just because different products do have different benefits and different things, even different audiences that they're targeting. When you're working with untrained creators, they simply do not know how to make content that's going to convert effectively. Creators need to understand your hook, your product, what's working about it, and they should even be able to do product content research and marketing TikTok research themselves in order to figure out viral content angles. In a perfect world, all creators would be able to go onto TikTok, go onto Calodata or Fastmoss, find good content ideas, do a strategy themselves, and figure out the whole thing on their own. However, in the real world, which we live in, you don't have that, right? But there are many great creators. We actually work with a lot of great creators that I'm seeing, wow, like they go in, they're finding content ideas, they're doing it on their own, they're posting them, they're getting results, it goes again, and just gets sales. However, the ideal way for a brand to grow is not only to have some A-player creators that are going to get results for you easily, because that's not going to be all your creators. Realistically, that's going to be 20%, 30%, right? The really, really good ones. What you want to do is put all the creators together, train them all together, group chat with them all, weekly calls with all of them. Top creators get to talk in those weekly calls in order to actually make sure that all of them are getting sales. Do these kinds of things to make sure that you don't have a couple videos that go viral and that's it. Do these kinds of things to make sure that that's a consistent result. Top creators training the other creators, best angles being shared among all creators, best call to actions, best hooks being shared between all the creators, making sure that every single video that goes up, ideally in a perfect world, is getting great results. And so you can only have a high volume of quality ads going up by actually sharing information between creators, getting them all together, building those relationships all together. And that's where you're able to get really good results here. And that's what a proper creator strategy and a creator brief should look like. That should be reflected in your Discord on a day-to-day basis. The next mistake a lot of brands make is just ignoring the sheer volume of content necessary in order to see results on TikTok Shop. From my research and experience on TikTok Shop, I now correlate about 5 1,000 videos per month into $100,000 in GMV on TikTok Shop. And what I mean by this is, for a brand who wants to hit $100,000 GMV on TikTok Shop in a month, I would recommend that they aim to have at least 5,000 videos go live. By tracking 5,000 videos going live as the output, we can almost know inevitably that $100,000 in GMV is going to be made as a result. So that way we can try to make sure that it's likely to hit these goals and not just shooting for the stars or whatever when it comes to actually looking for GMV sales on TikTok Shop. This means really being very proactive about the numbers of creators that you need to reach, of the number of videos going live per week, per month, and of course on a per day basis, to actually be able to quantify the amount of sales that you want to get and actually reach these goals. The TikTok Shop algorithm rewards consistent volume, and this is going to apply whether you're running GMV max ads, because you're going to need a lot of content to test for this, but also just in general on TikTok Shop, this is going to be necessary in order to get real results on there. No matter how good your product is, even if you have 5 stars, even if you have 10 stars, which doesn't even exist, you need volume of content on TikTok Shop in order to build momentum in the algorithm, in order to go viral consistently, in order to get good results on GMV max and a good ROAS, and in order to scale up. If you're making any of these mistakes and want to fix them fast, click the first link in the description below to apply to work with us. Section 4, zero relationship and community building. A massive mistake brands make in the TikTok world is treating creators like one-off contractors and not building real relationships with them. In a proper creator community, there should be announcements going up all the time. There should be a general chat with creators going in there. There should be a lot of information for creators to know exactly what to do on a daily basis, to have content ideas, to have product info, to really have everything they need to make sure that they're getting good content up, and most importantly to them, actually getting paid. You need to have a gamification process in place so that creators can see the results that they're getting, understand what results they need to get in order to get paid, in order to get incentives, bonuses, prizes, cash bonuses, all that good stuff, and make sure that they're getting the results that they want to get. And that's ultimately going to tie down to more money, more pay, all that good stuff for them. It seems that creators in communities actually post up to 10x more than creators that are not in communities, meaning even if you order content from additional creators, what you'll see is that creators in communities that you're building relationships with are going to even make more content than you order and pay for entertainer, because they want the brand to win, they want to get the results, and they're actually more motivated to do that. They have more belief in your brand, in your product, in your relationship, in you, and that's because they're working together with you. They see what you're doing. They have that higher level of trust and that higher level of commitment. Section 5. Mistake 5, bad creator and customer funnels and no momentum strategy. There are 2 funnels on TikTok Shop. One is the one that you have to attract good creators. The other is the one that you have to attract and sell customers, right? You have 2 acquisition funnels that are extremely important to nail down properly on TikTok Shop. And when it comes to creator acquisition, that's going to mean having good incentive structures in place, good bonus programs, prize programs, all that good stuff, and making sure that creators see the value of working with your brand as opposed to the $2,000 brands that are reaching out to them on a daily basis. When starting out on TikTok Shop and looking to scale, most brands have terrible product pages that are not getting good creators on board, and they're definitely not getting good customers in their funnel. When it comes to having proper product listings and a proper funnel, you got to look to having a high status. And so that means high order number, good reviews, which you can also import with Yapo and other apps, and then also just a great system in place. And so good images, if you have FDA approval, if you have rewards on your products, etc., put that into the image and just make your images look high quality, professional, not spammy AI trash slop, right? You want it to look nice, you want it to look good. And I'm not saying don't use AI at all, but just make it look nice, make it look trustworthy. And then you need momentum. And so for momentum, you don't want to just work with one creator at a time, you want to work with many good creators. And so don't spam your brand page with content from a bunch of different creators. Have one creator or have the founder himself or herself making content on that page, just building trust. Don't make the brand page spammy. Don't fill it with AI slop. Put good content from one creator or from the founder onto the brand page and have that going up 3 to 5 times a day. That is going to build a lot more trust. It's going to get good views, and it's going to also just build momentum in general, even if it doesn't go viral initially. It's important to understand that TikTok Shop is very different from Amazon, or demand already exists for your products and people are already searching. There is a little bit of that on TikTok Shop, and it is increasing over time because we do see a lot of product card sales in general, but you're not going to get a lot of product card sales, meaning people are not going to be searching for your item and actually selecting your product and your brand unless your momentum exists in the algorithm. So if you're not getting a lot of good content up, running good ads, getting viral, getting, good engagement, all that stuff, you're basically not going to see the product card demand, the sales come in from just the store part of TikTok, if that makes sense. Another massive mistake that brands make on TikTok Shop that I see all the time is getting up too soon. I see often brands have a bad experience with an initial agency or contractor working on it. They don't see sales right away, or they send a lot of samples out. They don't see sale and results in general right away. And so they are so likely to give up immediately. TikTok Shop is not something that you can succeed at in 30 days. It's something that at least takes 3 months to see real momentum and sales on 99% of the time, right? If you're not seeing results right away, that's fine, it's normal, but you gotta keep working on it in order to keep attracting good creators into your funnel, keep making good content, increase that volume of good content, and then you're gonna be able to scale, right? And so as long as your product is a good fit for TikTok Shop, meaning if you see your competitors doing well on there, you're definitely a good fit for it as well. And so make sure that your pricing strategy is normal even with other brands on there, and then get off to the races, right? But don't give up in the first 30 days just because you're not profitable already, because it does take longer than that. These 5 mistakes are costing brands millions in TikTok Shop revenue. Every single one of these problems can be fixed with the right strategy and the right systems in place. If you're ready to fix these mistakes and actually scale on TikTok Shop, click the first link in the description below to apply to work with us.